What's up, everybody? My name is Francis Eddy. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. Today, I'm going to be talking about GERD, my personal experience as GERD, and the information that I found online that differs from the general advice that we're given from a holistic doctor. So, as a registered dietitian nutritionist, typically for individuals with GERD, we typically advise dietary changes that includes reducing the consumption of spicy food, fatty fried food, alcohol, caffeine, not eating about 2 to 3 hours prior to bedtime. These are typically advised and may potentially benefit individuals with GERD. I went to the doctor and I found out that I had GERD because I was having difficulty swallowing. The doctor's solution to that is pretty much giving me omeprazole. So I was prescribed omeprazole. It's a proton pump inhibitor. It prevents the acid from being produced in your stomach, which has a vital role. They told me that I could take it about for 6 to 8 weeks, and we'll see how things go from there. I took it for about 6 to 8 weeks. My symptoms were significantly better. I was able to swallow and eat normally, as opposed to before, where I was very limited with my diet. I was eating a lot less. I was on pureed foods and couldn't really eat meats, so I was kind of losing weight. I was drinking Ensures and a lot of smoothies, and that's very hard to sustain or even maintain weight doing that. So I tried to get off the meds, and pretty much immediately the symptoms kind of came back. The heartburn, the tightness, and the feeling of tightness kind of all throughout the esophagus and through my chest and down my chest as well. It was very uncomfortable, very unpleasant. And so I messaged the doctor, and the doctor mentioned that, oh, you should probably, some people need to be on the meds for a longer period of time. And knowing that there are side effects, I was feeling the side effects of the meds only after 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't want to keep taking omeprazole. I know that it actually impacts the absorption of some proteins, possibly iron, vitamin B12, as well as calcium as well. So the longer you take omeprazole, the longer you may become deficient in these vitamins that you do need for just bodily function. You're going to, from the lack of absorption of B12 and iron, you're going to start feeling fatigue and weak and, might be a little dizzy. I feel like I was getting a little bit more fatigue, especially when I was working out in the morning. Calcium, obviously, you need that for bone growth. So, it could actually lead to potentially osteoporosis as well. You don't want any of those things. I'm a young 33-year-old male, so I don't want to be relying on these forever. Going to my point, I came across Dr. Ekberg. He's a holistic doctor online. I wanted to find a different solution. He states that although there are no studies online from what I did, the research that I did, there aren't really randomized controlled trials that show the effectiveness of apple cider vinegar. Dr. Ekberg, he is stating that it's actually very helpful for people with GERD. Let me play this video.
Apple cider vinegar if you already have GERD or heartburn? Well, it is quite safe, and most people are going to find that it improves the GERD. It's going to go away or it's going to diminish significantly. 95% of people in my office that we put on either apple cider vinegar or a digestive supplement called betaine hydrochloride, which is basically just stomach acid in a pill, the vast majority get better. Now, if you already have...
So my point being, he says that 90 to 95% of people that take apple cider vinegar, which I actually have in front of me here, the raw unfiltered one, in a different video from Dr. Ekberg, he actually states that the raw unfiltered one is the one that's recommended. I actually started drinking this about a few days ago. So I'd lowered the dosage of omeprazole with the hopes that I could wean off of it entirely for good, and taken 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with about 1 cup of water every morning and every night, with hopes that eventually I could just wean off without having the symptoms arise. So I'm going to update you guys on my personal journey of the recommendation provided by Dr. Ekberg, with I believe he's a he takes a holistic approach to GERD, as opposed to when I go to the doctor, they're so quick to just prescribe me medicine. I don't want to be on a medicine. I'd rather choose a natural way that may be safe, that doesn't have the side effects that may be beneficial for GERD. So that is about it for today. I'm going to give you an update every week, and we'll see how that goes. If I do find out that apple cider vinegar has actually been effective, it's going to be interesting to know. I'm going to be asking the questions of why aren't the doctors advising this? There's a lot of, according to Dr. Ekberg, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence, not actual studies, of people giving accounts. If you look it up as well, a lot of people saying that it has helped them as well. So there's something to it, and I'm going to test it out for myself. I'll let you guys know. Thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you again.